Tonight, let us begin by finding a quiet place. Imagine yourself standing in an open field, far away from the lights of the city, far away from the noise and the rush of daily life. The air is cool and still. The ground beneath your feet feels solid, permanent, and unmoving. You look up, and there, stretching across the velvet darkness of the sky, is the familiar band of the Milky Way. It looks like a river of spilled milk, a hazy, glowing arch that spans the heavens. It is beautiful. It is silent. It seems like a painting that has hung in the gallery of the night for all of eternity, unchanging and peaceful. When we look at this river of stars, we feel a sense of safety. We feel that our Earth is a quiet haven, nestled in a calm corner of a vast, sleeping universe. But this stillness is an illusion. The silence is a trick of distance and time. If our eyes could see the true nature of the galaxy, if we could speed up the clock of the cosmos, we would not see a static painting. We would see a swirling, churning, dynamic ocean of unimaginable power. We would see a storm of gravity and light. And we would realize that our home, this blue marble we call Earth, is drifting through one of the most volatile and active regions of that storm. We are told that space is empty. We are told that it is a vacuum, a void where nothing happens for billions of years. But this is not the whole story. Space is textured. Space has geography. Just as a city has quiet neighborhoods and busy, dangerous intersections, the galaxy has regions of tranquility and regions of intense, chaotic energy. For a long time, astronomers believed that our sun was just another average star, drifting through a random, safe sector of the Milky Way. We believed we were in the suburbs of the galaxy, far removed from the violent action of the galactic core and far enough from the desolate outer rim. We thought we were in the safe zone. But as our telescopes have grown more powerful and as our understanding of the cosmic map has deepened, a new picture has emerged. We are beginning to understand that our address in the Milky Way is not as quiet as it seems. We are riding the edge of a wave. We are navigating through a thicket of cosmic activity that has shaped our history and perhaps holds the key to our future. To understand why our location is considered dangerous, or perhaps more accurately, dramatically dynamic, we must first understand the shape of the beast we live inside. The Milky Way is a spiral galaxy. It is a flat, rotating disk of stars, gas, and dust, spanning over 100,000 light-years across. Imagine a pinwheel, spinning slowly in the dark. The center of this pinwheel is a bright, dense bulge, glowing with the light of billions of old red stars. In the very heart of that bulge lies a supermassive black hole, Sagittarius. A gravity well so deep that it anchors the entire galaxy. Radiating out from this center are the spiral arms. These are not solid structures like the spokes of a wheel. They are density waves. Think of them like traffic jams on a highway. The cars, which are the stars, move through the jam, slowing down as they enter the dense region and speeding up as they leave. But the jam itself, the pattern of density, persists. These spiral arms are where the action is. They are the factories of the galaxy. Within these arms, clouds of gas are compressed by gravity until they ignite into new stars. These are regions of birth and violent death. Massive stars burn bright and blue, living short lives before exploding as supernovae, scattering their guts across the cosmos. For a long time, we thought the sun was safely located between these major arms. We thought we were floating in the interarm regions, the quiet, empty spaces where the density is low and the risk of cosmic catastrophe is minimal. We thought we were sailing in the calm waters between the storms. But new maps of the Milky Way suggest something different. We are not floating in the void. We are located within a structure known as the Orion Spur. It is a bridge of stars, a filament of gas and dust that connects two of the galaxy's major arms, the Sagittarius arm and the Perseus arm. We are in a connector. We are in a crowded corridor. The realization is slow to sink in. We are not isolated, we are surrounded. If you could see the magnetic fields of the galaxy, the invisible ribbons of energy that twist and turn through the dark, you would see that we are caught in a tangle of them. If you could see the radiation, the shock waves from ancient explosions, you would see that the space around us is still ringing like a bell that was struck millions of years ago. Let us breathe in this realization, not with fear, but with awe. The Earth is not a static rock. It is a vessel sailing through a treacherous and beautiful sea. The calm night sky above you is actually a window into a deep and complex forest of stars, and we are right in the thick of it. The dangerous part of the galaxy is not necessarily a place of doom. Danger, in the cosmic sense, often means energy. It means change. It means the presence of the heavy elements, the carbon, the oxygen, the iron that make up our bodies and our world. A safe galaxy, a truly quiet galaxy, would be a dead galaxy. It would be a place of sterile gas and fading light. So, when we say Earth is in a dangerous part of the galaxy, we are really saying that Earth is in a living part of the galaxy. We are where the churn is. We are where the galaxy is awake. Drifting through this thought, let your mind expand outward from the Earth. Move past the Moon, past the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, past the icy realm of Pluto. Leave the solar system behind. As the sun shrinks to a mere point of light, you begin to see our neighbors. You begin to see the texture of the Orion spur. It is crowded here. The density of stars in our local neighborhood is higher than in the voids between the arms. We are surrounded by nebulas, vast glowing clouds of color where stars are being born right now. The Orion Nebula, the Lagoon Nebula, the Eagle Nebula, these are not just pretty pictures for our telescopes. They are our neighbors. They are the smoking guns of recent star formation. To have such active stellar nurseries so close to us means that we are in a region of high turnover. Stars here are forming, living and dying at a rate that shapes the environment around them. We are not in a stagnant pond, we are in a rushing stream. As we drift deeper into this narrative, we will explore what it means to live in this stream. We will look at the history of our journey through the galaxy. We will see how the movement of the sun through these spiral arms has coincided with the great extinctions and the great blooms of life on Earth. We will understand that the history of our planet is not just written in the rocks beneath our feet, but in the stars above our heads. The danger is the creator. The chaos is the mother of order. And we are the children of this dangerous, beautiful, swirling place. Stay with this feeling of suspension. The Earth turns slowly on its axis. The solar system orbits slowly around the galactic core, and the galaxy itself drifts through the universe. Everything is in motion. Everything is connected. And everything is part of a grand, unfolding story that is far larger and far more dramatic than we ever dared to imagine. Let us now focus our gaze closer to home, narrowing our view from the entire galactic disk to our specific street address within the Milky Way. We reside in the Orion Spur, sometimes called the Orion Cygnus Arm or the Local Arm. It was once thought to be a minor feature, a small splinter of stars jutting out from a larger structure. It was considered a spur, a secondary road off the main galactic highway. But recent observations have upgraded the status of our home. We now know that the Orion Spur is substantial. It is massive. It is a bridge of high density that stretches for thousands of light years, connecting the inner Sagittarius Arm with the outer Perseus Arm. We are living in a causeway of cosmic traffic. Why does this matter? Why does being in a spur, rather than in the empty space between arms, make our neighborhood dangerous? It comes down to gravity and density. In the spaces between the spiral arms, matter is spread thin. A star might travel for eons without encountering a dense cloud of gas or the gravitational disturbance of a passing neighbor. It is quiet there. But inside an arm, or a spur like ours, the environment is cluttered. Imagine walking through a dense forest versus walking across an open plain. On the plain, you can see for miles, and nothing obstructs your path. In the forest, you are constantly navigating around trees, stepping over roots, moving through patches of shadow and light. The Orion Spur is a forest. This forest is filled with giant molecular clouds. These are colossal accumulations of cold hydrogen gas and dust, some of them hundreds of light years across, containing enough mass to build 100,000 suns. These clouds are the majestic beasts of the galaxy. They drift through the spiral arms like blue whales swimming through the ocean. Our Sun, in its orbit around the galaxy, must navigate through these clouds. It is a slow-motion game of threading the needle. When a star system passes through or near one of these giant clouds, the consequences can be profound. The gravity of a giant molecular cloud is immense. It can tug on the delicate outer edges of our solar system. Out there, far beyond Pluto, lies the Oort cloud, a vast spherical shell of icy debris, the frozen leftovers from the formation of the planets. These are the comets, billions of them, sleeping in the dark. When the Sun passes too close to a giant molecular cloud, the gravitational tide of the cloud can disturb this slumbering swarm. It shakes the Oort cloud like a tree in the wind. This disturbance can dislodge comets from their stable orbits, sending them plunging inward toward the Sun and toward Earth. This is one of the subtle dangers of our location. We are not just floating in empty space, we are moving through a landscape filled with gravitational hazards. The very architecture of the Orion Spur creates a rhythm of risk. As we bob up and down through the galactic plane and as we drift in and out of these denser regions, the probability of comets visiting the inner solar system rises and falls. But the giant molecular clouds are not just gravitational hazards. They are also the nurseries of stars. And this brings us to the second, more radiant aspect of our dangerous neighborhood, the proximity of high-mass stars. Because we are in a dense spur, we are surrounded by star formation. When we look at the constellation of Orion, the Hunter, we are looking at our nearest large-scale star-forming region. The bright stars of Orion, Rigel, Betelgeuse, Bellatrix are not random points of light. They are a family. They are young, massive, and incredibly energetic. Stars like these live fast and die young. Our Sun is a yellow dwarf, a steady, slow-burning candle that will last for 10 billion years. But a blue supergiant like Rigel burns through its fuel with voracious intensity. Its life is measured in millions of years, not billions. Living in the Orion Spur means we are living next door to these short-lived giants. And when they die, they do not fade away quietly. They go out with a bang that outshines the entire galaxy. They become supernovae. A supernova is one of the most powerful events in the universe. It is an explosion of such magnitude that it defies human comprehension. It releases a tsunami of high-energy radiation, X-rays, gamma rays, and cosmic rays that floods the surrounding space for dozens of light years. If Earth were to be too close to a supernova, within perhaps 30 light years, the radiation could strip away our ozone layer, leaving the surface of our planet vulnerable to the lethal ultraviolet light of the Sun. It could alter our climate, trigger ice ages, or cause mass extinctions. This is the trade-off of the Orion Spur. We are in a region rich in the heavy elements created by these explosions. The calcium in our bones, the iron in our blood, the silicon in our rocks. All of these were forged in the hearts of massive stars that lived and died right here in our galactic neighborhood long before the Sun was born. We are made of star stuff, as the saying goes. But we are made of local star stuff. We are the children of the Orion Spur's violent history. The danger that created us is still present. We look at a star like Betelgeuse, the glowing red shoulder of Orion. We know it is unstable. We know it is near the end of its life. It is swelling and pulsating, struggling against its own gravity. One day, perhaps tomorrow, perhaps in 100,000 years, it will collapse and explode. From Earth, it will be a spectacular sight. It will shine as bright as the full moon, visible even in the daytime sky. It will be a second sun for a few weeks, casting shadows at night. Because Betelgeuse is over 600 light-years away, we are likely safe from the worst of its radiation. We will have front-row seats to the fireworks without being burned by the fire. But there have been other stars, closer stars, that were not so polite. Evidence buried in the deep ocean sediments of Earth suggests that a supernova exploded near us, perhaps only 150 light-years away, about 2 million years ago. Traces of a rare isotope, iron-60, which is only produced in dying stars, have been found in the crust of our planet. This means that our ancestors, the early hominids, might have looked up and seen a new, blindingly bright star in the sky. They might have walked under the light of a galactic explosion. Did it change the climate? Did it push evolution in a new direction? We are still trying to read the pages of that history. So, here we are, nestled in the Orion Spur. We are drifting through a beautiful, glowing canyon of gas and dust. To our left and right are the stellar nurseries, the cradles of new suns. Above and below are the remnants of ancient explosions, the ghosts of stars that have passed. It is a busy place. It is a dynamic place. It is a place where the forces of creation and destruction are intimately linked. We are not hiding in a bunker. We are standing on the balcony, watching the storm roll by. And yet, despite this activity, there is a strange stability to our ride. The sun seems to have found a groove, a specific path through this chaotic spur that has allowed life to persist for 4 billion years. We are surfing the wave. We are balancing on the edge of the danger, close enough to be enriched by it, but far enough to survive it. Let us take a moment to appreciate the sheer scale of the Orion Spur. It is about 3,500 light-years across and 10,000 light-years long. Even at the speed of light, it would take civilization after civilization to traverse it. In this vastness, the chaotic events, the exploding stars, the colliding clouds are diluted by distance. The danger is real, but it is slow. It plays out over timescales that make a human life seem like the blink of an eye. To us, the Orion Spur is stillness. To us, the neighborhood is quiet. It is only when we close our eyes and let our minds travel through the deep time of the cosmos that we hear the roar of the river we are swimming in. We are travelers in a glittering, perilous, magnificent arm of the galaxy. And as we continue our journey into the deeper nature of our position, we will see that this peril goes even deeper than the stars themselves. It involves the very structure of the galaxy's rotation and a concept known as the galactic habitable zone. But for now, simply float in the spur. Float in the knowledge that you are part of a massive, churning system. You are part of the great galactic ecosystem. The atoms in your hand were once floating in those dark clouds. The energy in your body is borrowed from the stars. We are home. And our home is wild. We have explored the turbulent river of the Orion Spur, and we have seen the violent beauty of the stellar nurseries that surround us. But to fully understand the precarious nature of our existence, we must zoom out once more. We must look at the Milky Way not just as a collection of arms and spurs, but as a grand city with distinct zones of habitability. Just as there is a Goldilocks zone around a star, a narrow band where the temperature is just right for liquid water, there is also a Goldilocks zone for the galaxy itself. This is known as the galactic habitable zone. And just like the habitable zone around the Sun, it is shockingly narrow. For a moment, let your mind drift toward the center of the galaxy. Imagine traveling 25,000 light-years inward toward that bright, glowing bulge in the distance. As you get closer to the core, the stars become packed tighter and tighter together. The night sky on a planet near the galactic center would be blindingly bright, filled with thousands of stars shining with the intensity of the full moon. It sounds beautiful, but it is a place of hostility. The radiation levels here are intense. The density of supernovae explosions is far higher than in our quiet suburb. A planet in the galactic core would be constantly bathed in sterilizing X-rays and gamma rays. The stars are so close that their gravity would constantly disrupt the orbits of planets, flinging them into deep space or crushing them into their suns. And dominating everything is the supermassive black hole, the Great Devourer. While it holds the galaxy together, its immediate vicinity is a maelstrom of high-energy physics that is incompatible with the delicate, slow chemistry of life. The center is too hot, too violent, too crowded. It is a dangerous part of the galaxy, but in a way that prohibits life from ever starting. Now, let your mind travel in the opposite direction. Fly outward, past the Orion Spur, past the Perseus Arm, toward the dark, feathery edges of the Milky Way. Here, the stars thin out. The silence deepens, the galaxy fades into the black intergalactic void. This outer rim is peaceful. It is safe from the radiation storms of the core. But it is dangerous in a different way. It is barren. The stars here are ancient, formed when the universe was young. They are composed almost entirely of hydrogen and helium. They lack what astronomers call metals, the heavy elements like carbon, oxygen, iron, and silicon. Without these heavy elements, you cannot build rocky planets. You cannot build a solid crust for a world like Earth. In the outer rim, there may be stars, but they are lonely. If they have planets, they are likely gas giants, immense balls of vapor with no surface to stand on. There is no iron to make blood, no calcium to make bone, no carbon to make cells. The outer rim is a desert. It is too poor to support life. So, we find ourselves in the middle. We are located in a thin, ring-shaped region of the galactic disk, about 26,000 light-years from the center. This is the galactic habitable zone. It is the only place where the conditions are balanced. Here, the star density is low enough that we are not fried by radiation or knocked out of orbit by passing neighbors. But it is high enough that the interstellar clouds are rich in heavy elements, gifted to us by generations of dead stars. We are in the sweet spot. We are in the cosmic oasis. But even this oasis is not a garden of perfect safety. It is a dynamic, shifting environment. Being in the habitable zone does not grant us immunity, it merely grants us a chance. We are like a house built on the shoreline of a vast ocean. We are safe from the deep water, and we are safe from the dry desert, but we are constantly exposed to the changing tides. The danger of our part of the galaxy is the price we pay for complexity. We need the heavy elements provided by supernovae to exist, but those same supernovae can threaten us. We need the gravitational stability of the disk to maintain our orbit, but that disk is filled with debris. It is a delicate balance. The Earth exists on a knife edge between too much chaos and too much stillness. We are surfing the perfect wave, but we must never forget that the ocean beneath us is deep and wild. As you hold this image of the habitable ring in your mind, a glowing torus of life, sustaining potential, consider how fragile it is. If the sun had been born a little closer to the center, we might have been sterilized billions of years ago. If it had been born a little further out, Earth might never have coalesced from the dust. We are here, in this specific dangerous neighborhood, because this is the only place we could be. The danger is not a mistake, it is a requirement. The volatile history of the Orion Spur, the churn of the spiral arms, the balance of radiation and heavy metals, it is all part of the recipe that cooked us into existence. We are safe enough to survive, but endangered enough to evolve. There is another motion, another rhythm to our journey that we often overlook. When we think of the solar system moving through the galaxy, we usually picture it orbiting in a flat circle, like a horse on a racetrack. We imagine the sun moving horizontally through the Orion Spur, completing one lap around the galactic center every 230 million years, a period known as a cosmic year. But the galaxy is not a two-dimensional flat track. It has thickness, it has depth, and our sun does not move in a straight line. As the sun circles the galactic center, it also bobs up and down. It moves vertically, oscillating through the galactic plane like a horse on a carousel. We rise above the disk, we plunge down through the center, we sink below the disk, and then we rise again. This motion is slow and hypnotic. It takes roughly 60 million years to complete one full up and down cycle. It is a cosmic breathing pattern. Rise and fall, rise and fall. Right now, we are located very close to the central plane of the galaxy. We are skimming just above the midline, currently moving upwards toward the north, galactic pole. This puts us in the thickest part of the galactic soup. The galactic plane, the equator of the Milky Way, is where the gravity is strongest. It is where the gas and dust are most concentrated. It is where the giant molecular clouds we spoke of earlier are most likely to be found. As the sun dives through this dense mid-plane, the risk factor for Earth increases. We are plunging through the traffic. The density of material around the solar system goes up. The magnetic fields twist and turn. Some scientists believe that this bobbing motion is the metronome of extinction on Earth. If you look at the geological record, the great dyings, the mass extinctions that wiped out the dinosaurs, the ammonites, the ancient reefs, seem to happen with a strange rhythmic regularity. Every 30 to 60 million years, life on Earth takes a massive hit. Why? The answer may lie in our vertical journey. When the sun passes through the dense galactic midplane, the gravitational tides are at their strongest. This is when the Oort cloud, that shell of comets surrounding us, is most likely to be disturbed. It is possible that every time we dive through the disk, we trigger a rain of comets. The sky fills with falling stars, and occasionally one of them strikes the Earth, resetting the clock of evolution. Furthermore, as we pass through the midplane, we are more exposed to cosmic rays. These are high-energy particles traveling at nearly the speed of light, generated by supernovae and black holes. When we are high above the galactic plane, the magnetic field of the galaxy shields us somewhat. But when we are in the thick of the disk, we are more exposed. These cosmic rays can interact with our atmosphere, creating clouds, altering the climate, cooling the planet. It is possible that our ice ages are synchronized with our galactic position. It is possible that the glaciers advance and retreat in time with the sun's oscillation through the Milky Way. This realization transforms our understanding of danger. It is not just about random events, it is about cycles. The Earth is caught in a long, slow pulse. We are currently in a relatively dangerous phase of that pulse, moving through the dense regions. But again, we must refrain from fear. This bobbing motion, this carousel ride, has been happening for 4.5 billion years. We have passed through the plane dozens of times. We have survived the comets. We have endured the ice. In fact, this danger may be the very reason we are here. If the environment were perfectly static, perfectly safe, evolution might have stalled. Life tends to become complacent in paradise. It is the challenge, the shifting climate, the new environments that force life to adapt, to grow, to become complex. The dinosaurs died, yes, but their demise cleared the stage for the mammals. It opened the door for us. The dangerous plunge through the galactic plane might be the great pruning mechanism of the tree of life, cutting back the old growth to allow new shoots to flourish. So, as we drift through the Orion Spur, we are also bobbing up and down in the ocean of the night. We are sailors on a ship that pitches and rolls in the waves of gravity. Imagine the view from outside the galaxy. You see the spiral arms turning slowly, and within one of those arms, a tiny yellow spark is weaving a complex corkscrew path, dancing with the stars, diving through the dust, rising into the clear void, and diving again. It is a dance of immense precision. It is a dance of risk and reward. And as we move into the final chapters of our understanding, we will see how this dance protects us from the greatest danger of all, the intergalactic void, and how the very atmosphere of our planet is a shield built to withstand this journey. For now, just feel the motion. You are not sitting still. You are on a carousel that spans 100,000 light years. You are rising, you are falling, you are traveling through the dangerous, beautiful heart of the galaxy. As we acknowledge our vertical dance through the galactic plane and our residency in the bustling Orion Spur, a question naturally arises. If space is so filled with high-energy particles, if the interstellar medium is a storm of gas and dust, and if supernovae are exploding like flashbulbs in the dark, how are we still here? How does a fragile sphere of water and rock survive in such a volatile neighborhood? The answer lies in the fact that we do not travel naked through the galaxy. We travel inside a ship, and not just one ship, but a series of nested protective bubbles that shield us from the worst of the cosmic weather. The first and most intimate shield is, of course, the Earth's own magnetic field. Deep beneath your feet, thousands of miles down, the molten iron core of our planet is churning. It spins and flows, generating a vast magnetic force field that reaches far out into space. This invisible cage deflects the solar wind and the cosmic rays, channeling them harmlessly to the poles where they bloom as auroras. Without this internal dynamo, our atmosphere would have been stripped away by the galactic winds long ago. But there is a larger shield, one that encompasses the entire solar system. It is called the heliosphere. The sun is not just a lamp giving us light, it is a geyser. It constantly blows a stream of charged particles, the solar wind, outward in all directions. This wind travels at 1,000,000 miles per hour, rushing past the planets, past the asteroids, past Pluto and the Kuiper Belt. Eventually, far out in the deep cold, this solar wind slams into the interstellar medium, the gas and dust of the galaxy itself. Where these two forces meet, a boundary is formed, a shockwave, a wall. This is the edge of the heliosphere. It is a vast, teardrop-shaped bubble that surrounds our entire solar system. Inside this bubble, we are living in the sun's atmosphere. Outside of it is the true galaxy, the interstellar deep. The heliosphere acts as a tough membrane. It pushes back against the interstellar clouds. It filters out a vast amount of the high-energy cosmic rays trying to penetrate our neighborhood. It is our first line of defense against the dangerous part of the galaxy we inhabit. We are like travelers inside a pressurized submarine, moving through the crushing depths of the galactic ocean. Currently, this submarine is navigating through a very specific patch of that ocean. We are moving through something astronomers call the local interstellar cloud, or more affectionately, the local fluff. It is a wisp of gas, roughly 30 light-years across. It is very tenuous, little more than a phantom of mist, but it is there. We have been traveling through it for perhaps the last 40,000 years, and we will exit it in another 10,000. The local fluff is a reminder that space has texture. It is not empty. If this cloud were much denser, if we were passing through a thick nebula rather than a wisp, the pressure on our heliosphere would increase. The bubble would shrink. If it shrank enough, it could collapse inward, past the orbit of Saturn, past the orbit of Jupiter. If the heliosphere were compressed all the way down to Earth's orbit, our planet would be directly exposed to the interstellar wind. The sky would change, the chemistry of our atmosphere would alter, the climate would shift dramatically. But for now, the bubble holds. The sun's wind is strong enough to keep the galaxy at arm's length, and there is yet another bubble, even larger than the heliosphere. We are currently located in a region of space known as the local bubble. This is a vast cavity in the interstellar medium, a hole in the Swiss cheese of the galaxy, stretching hundreds of light-years across. This cavity was carved out by titanic explosions. Millions of years ago, a cluster of massive stars in our neighborhood lived their short, furious lives and detonated as supernovae. These explosions swept the gas and dust away, clearing the area, leaving behind a low-density cavern of hot, thin gas. We are drifting through the aftermath of that violence. We are safe because the dangerous events already happened. The explosions that could have destroyed us instead cleared the path for us. They swept the street clean. So we have the Earth's field inside the sun's heliosphere, inside the local bubble, inside the Orion spur. We are protected by layers of history and physics. We are nesting dolls of safety in a universe of danger. It is a comforting thought. We are not exposed, we are swaddled. The dangerous part of the galaxy is kept at bay by the very star that gives us life, and by the ancient history of the stars that came before. As we look up at the night sky, we are looking through these layers. We are looking through the walls of our bubble. The stars we see, Sirius, Alpha Centauri, Vega, they are all our cellmates inside this local bubble. We are drifting together through the clear, quiet space carved out by the giants of the past. We are protected, but we are moving. And the nature of the galaxy is that no bubble lasts forever. The journey continues. The Earth spins, the Sun flies, the galaxy rotates. We are heading toward new waters. In the far distant future, millions of years from now, the Sun will carry us out of the local bubble. We will punch through the wall of the cavity and enter the denser regions of the Orion Spur once again. We will encounter new clouds, new nebulas, new star clusters. The heliosphere will compress and expand, breathing in and out as we traverse the density waves of the spiral arms. The night sky will change. The constellations we know, the Big Dipper, Cassiopeia, Orion, will drift apart and vanish, replaced by new patterns, new myths for new eyes to read. It is easy to feel small when faced with this scale. It is easy to feel fragile when we realize that our safety depends on magnetic fields and bubbles of gas that we cannot see and cannot control. It is easy to look at the violent history of the Milky Way, the collisions, the explosions, the devouring black holes, and feel that we are lucky to have survived even for a moment. But let us reframe this. Let us step back from the fear and look at the beauty of the mechanism. The dangerous part of the galaxy is not a war zone, it is a garden. A garden is not a static, sterile room. A garden is a place of growth, and growth requires energy. It requires the turning of the soil. It requires the breakdown of the old to feed the new. The supernovae that threaten us are also the sowers of seeds. Without them, the universe would be a boring grey place of hydrogen gas. There would be no gold to make a wedding ring. There would be no oxygen to fill a lung. There would be no phosphorus to build a strand of DNA. We are made of the danger. The atoms in your eyes right now reading these words were forged in the fires of the dangerous neighborhood. You are a child of the Orion Spur. You are a child of the shock waves, the movement of the Earth through the galaxy, the bobbing up and down, the passage through the spiral arms. This is the heartbeat of evolution. It challenges life. It forces life to innovate. If Earth had stayed in a stagnant, safe backwater of the galaxy, perhaps life would have remained simple. Perhaps it would never have crawled out of the oceans. Perhaps it would never have looked up and wondered where it came from. The danger drove us to become complex. The volatility of our home gave us the gift of consciousness. So tonight, when you stand in that open field and look up at the Milky Way, do not see it as a threat. Do not see it as a cold, indifferent machine that cares nothing for you. See it as a flow. See it as a river. You are standing on a small blue boat, drifting down the most beautiful, most active, most vibrant stretch of that river. Yes, there are rapids. Yes, there are waterfalls. Yes, there are storms. But look at the view. Look at the glowing nebulas, the pink and blue clouds where stars are being born this very second. Look at the bright blue giants burning with a fury that lights up the dark. Look at the dust lanes, the dark rivers within the river where the next generation of planets is coalescing. We are not hiding from the universe. We are participating in it. We are in the thick of it. The silence of the night is not an empty silence. It is a held breath. It is the silence of a grand orchestra between movements. The music is all around us. The hum of the planets, the wind of the sun, the roar of the distant core. We are safe. The shields are holding. The gravity is constant. The sun is steady. You can breathe. You can rest. The earth will carry you. The sun will carry the earth. And the galaxy will carry the sun, spiraling slowly, majestically through the endless dark. We are in a dangerous part of the galaxy, and it is the most wonderful place to be. The story of our dangerous neighborhood does not end with the Orion Spur, or the bobbing of the sun, or even the protective bubbles of the heliosphere. These are the local dangers, the immediate geography of our lives. But if we cast our gaze much further, beyond the edge of the Milky Way, we see a danger that is not a matter of if, but when. If you look at the constellation of Andromeda on a dark night, you can see a faint smudge of light. It looks like a small, fuzzy cloud. But it is not a cloud. It is a galaxy. It is M31, the Andromeda Galaxy. It is a spiral city of 1 trillion stars, larger and more massive than our own Milky Way. And it is getting closer. For the entirety of human history, Andromeda has been rushing toward us at a speed of 70 miles per second. Every hour, the gap between our galaxies shrinks by 250,000 miles. Every time you take a breath, it is closer than it was before. This is the ultimate destiny of our dangerous location. We are not just drifting through a spur, we are falling toward a collision. It will not happen tomorrow. The distances are so vast that it will take another 4 billion years for the two galaxies to meet. But in the lifetime of the universe, 4 billion years is not an eternity. It is the next chapter. Imagine standing on Earth, or whatever planet our descendants call home. 4 billion years from now, the night sky will look very different. The Milky Way will no longer be a band of light, it will be a distorted, twisted wreckage pulled apart by the gravity of the approaching giant. Andromeda will dominate the view. It will fill the horizon, a swirling vortex of light that turns the night into a ghostly twilight. The two supermassive black holes at the centers of the galaxies will begin a gravitational dance, spiraling inward, churning the stars around them into a frenzy. This event, the merger of the Milky Way and Andromeda, is often described as a catastrophe. It is a collision of titans. It is the violent restructuring of everything we know. But here, the definition of danger changes again. When galaxies collide, stars almost never crash into each other. The space between stars is so immense that the two galaxies will pass through each other like two swarms of bees. The structures will be destroyed, the spiral arms will be shredded, but the individual suns will likely survive. Our sun, by then an aging red giant, will likely be flung into a new orbit. We might be tossed out into the halo, far away from the chaotic center. We might become lone travelers in the new merged galaxy that astronomers have already named Milkomeda. This collision is the final test of our neighborhood. It is the moment when the calm, flat disk we have called home for billions of years is shattered. The safe harbor of the Orion Spur will cease to exist. We will become citizens of a new, elliptical galaxy, a vast ball of old stars where the chaotic birth of new suns has mostly ceased. The danger of the collision is the danger of transformation. The old map will burn. The old constellations will vanish. But life, if it endures, will simply find a new address. We will trade the spiral arms for the great halo. We will trade the river for the open sea. After the collision, after the fires of the merger have cooled, the universe will enter a new era. The dangerous phase of the galaxy. The era of star birth, of supernovae, of shockwaves, will slowly wind down. We currently live in the stelliferous era, the age of stars. It is a time of activity, of violence, of bright lights in the dark. But this era is temporary. The galaxy is a machine that runs on gas, and the gas is running out. Every time a star forms, it locks away a little bit of the galaxy's fuel. Every time a star dies, some of that fuel is recycled, but not all of it. Slowly, inexorably, the Milky Way is using up its reserves. The star factories in the Orion Spur will eventually shut down. The great nebulas will dissipate, the danger will fade, and it will be replaced by something far more profound: silence. In the deep future, the sky will grow darker. The massive blue giants that threaten us with supernovae will be long gone, for they cannot exist in an old galaxy. The night will be lit only by the faint reddish glow of long-lived dwarf stars. This is the long twilight. It is a time of safety, but it is a cold safety. The cosmic rays will diminish. The explosions will cease. The black holes will sit quietly in the dark, having consumed everything within reach. We often fear the dangerous parts of the galaxy. We fear the asteroids, the radiation, the instability. But as we look toward this distant future, we realize that the danger was actually the golden age. The danger was the sign of vitality. We are lucky to be alive now. We are lucky to be living in the volatile, churning, hazardous present. We are lucky to have a sky that changes, a sun that travels through spiral arms, a neighborhood that is crowded and loud, because the alternative is the stillness of the end. The documentary of our universe is long, and we are only in the opening act. We are characters introduced during the most exciting scene, the scene of conflict and creation. So, let us return to where we started. To the field, to the night sky, to the feeling of the ground beneath your feet. You are safe, but you are not static. You are a rider on a storm that has been raging for 13 billion years. You are the consciousness of the galaxy, observing itself during its most beautiful, dangerous moment. Cherish the Orion Spur, cherish the comet risk, cherish the bobbing of the sun. These are the heartbeats of a living universe. As the Earth turns tonight, carrying you toward the dawn, remember that you are part of the danger, you are part of the energy, you are the galaxy, awake and dreaming. The river flows on, and for now, the water is wild and bright. Good night.